Can you hear the sizzling? Located in Fort Wayne, Longhorn Steakhouse combines great flavors with healthy ingredients for dishes you'll crave.
Getting us ready for the Valentine's season. To help us recreate that at home, we're joined by Grill Master Kyle Holmes. Thanks so much for coming in this morning, Kyle.
What a title.
And it smells
Grill Master.
delicious in the studio right now. I was salivating while I was giving my forecast.
Awesome. Well, we're just getting started, so thank you very much for having me today.
For
You know, first things first, we're talking about steaks. I know the winter weather's got everybody thinking about, you know, let's go south, let's get something done. But we can still grill, we can still do a lot of great things.
A lot of people do that year-round.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, the first thing today, we're going to talk about how to prepare the Flozell Lobster Tail and Filet combination, which we have over here. But the first thing you have to do, you always got to have a great steak.
Right.
Fresh, never frozen steaks the way Longhorn does it. Today we've got a couple cuts in front of you.
Okay.
We've got our 18-ounce bone-in ribeye,
Okay.
a New York strip, which is a steak lover's favorite, and then the filet, which we're going to focus on today.
Okay.
That's what we've got cooking on.
We've got one of those cooking already.
What do you think seems to be the most popular, or maybe the favorite?
Well,
If you had to
Got a nice crust on that too.
the steak lover's favorite is, in my opinion, is definitely ribeye. You get the marbling, you get the flavor, but the filet does very well, and especially this week. Filet and lobster tail is going to be the #1 seller this week. So without taking too much time, we're going to talk about our seasoning. And seasoning is a very important aspect of what we do. Making sure that we are seasoning our filet coast to coast. We have a proprietary blend of seasoning.
So this is the special seasoning.
This is the special seasoning that if you want to get seasoning like this, you have to come to Longhorn.
Oh, okay.
And you're going to put that on because that's going to give it that, well, first of all, the robust flavor, but then the crust too.
Absolutely. You can make a similar seasoning like this at home with cracked pepper, kosher salt, onion and garlic powders.
Okay.
And again, as that's sizzling and searing, we're going to move on to the lobster tail.
And I'm from Maine, so I know all about lobster and I love it.
All right, so if you're preparing a lobster tail, the first thing you want to do is you want to cut through the lobster tail all the way from the top.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Give you a bird's eye view.
And we're going to pause right there because the next step is going to be removing the insides
Okay.
and removing the meat. And then we're going to go over to this one,
Nice.
which has already been pulled out and removed from the shell. We're going to season that with a little bit of cracked pepper and a little bit of salt and get that up on the grill.
And so you just put that right on the grill too.
That right on the grill. Again, everything as simple as we can do. Now, if you're at home, you're going to want to cover that a little bit with some aluminum foil.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that. Some good tips for people, what you think they could use to keep in mind.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, you want to make sure you get a good sear, but then the lobster tail, it really kind of tells you when it's done.
Okay.
Because it's actually going to be, it's going to take that nice bright red color like we'll see over here on the plate.
So when it starts getting bright red, that's how you know that it's good to go. And do you need to flip this too?
We won't need to flip that. Again, on the steaks, we're going to flip every 3 to 4 minutes until it's to the degree of doneness that you might like. And when at Longhorn, we actually will do that with we'll do the 5-finger test. We don't cut into it. The most accurate way to do it is going to be find yourself a good thermometer.
Yeah.
But we at Longhorn, we train our staff to use the finger test. And so if we're touching it, we know that it's done to the temperature that the guest is like.
Okay.
So again, and then as we're finishing up that lobster tail, we're going to move it over to our plate. We're going to finish that with a little bit of drawn butter.
Ooh, of course,
yeah.
lobster.
And lemon, got to have it. So today we've got the finished product over here, and we're looking at that served up with our seasonal maple squash, which is a white cheddar cheese, maple syrup, and a little bit of sea salt on there.
Well, who knew you could want this at 8 in the morning?
Right?
8 in the morning.
I bet our viewers do now.
And we're
Thanks for
almost out
showing
of
us how to
time, but
do
if
it.
people want to come visit Longhorn, what are the hours?
We open every day at 11 o'clock for lunch. We close on 10 o'clock Sunday through Thursday. Friday, Saturday, open a little bit later till 11.
All right, thanks for
Awesome.
coming in and showing us all of this. For a full look at the menu and hours, head to longhornsteakhouse.com, and to see this interview again, search for it a little bit later on Wayne.com. We'll be right back.